If your team is busy, but your margins are not moving, then this video is for you. I'm going to walk you through the exact process that we use to find $100,000 to $500,000 in lost revenue inside of businesses like yours in just 14 days, guaranteed. Here's how it works. We call it the Revenue Finder. It's a 14-day diagnosis, not a tech build, not a sales pitch. We go inside your operations, map every workflow, and find every place your business is bleeding time and money. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how we do it, the math we use to calculate what it's costing you, and why most businesses we work with find $100,000 to $500,000 they didn't even know they were losing. Stick around to step 4, because that's where we run the math live, and the number is bigger than you think. Here's something most business owners don't know. Roughly 80% of AI builds fail to deliver any return on investment. Not because the technology doesn't work, because businesses are implementing it backwards. They see a demo, get excited, plug it in, and hope for the best. 3 months later, the tool is collecting dust. The 20% of businesses getting massive returns did one thing differently. They started with a diagnosis, not technology. Find the expensive problem first, quantify it, then prescribe the solution. That's the sequence we follow. I spent 14 years at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory as a systems engineer helping land rovers on the planet Mars. After that, I co-founded Profit Pandas, a digital advertising agency that scaled 75 businesses and built a team of 37. I build AI systems the same way I build spacecraft systems. Simple, reliable, and focused on measurable outcomes. Finding inefficiencies in complex systems is what I was trained to do. So we applied the same framework to business operations. Let's get into it. Most businesses are operating on workflows that they built years ago. Spreadsheets, copy-paste, manual data entry. It works until you calculate what it's actually costing you. And here's an example of what happens when businesses skip that calculation. A dental practice buys an AI writing tool that they think they need, but leads are sitting unanswered for hours, losing 30% of potential patients. The AI writer doesn't fix that. 2 weeks later, the tool gets forgotten. The executive team concludes AI just doesn't work for them. The tool wasn't the problem. Skipping the diagnosis was. Step 1, our discovery call. We sit down with you, the business owner, or your operator, and we just listen. I talk maybe 10% of the time and mostly ask you questions. What does your team do every single day? What task is taking the most time? Where do things fall through the cracks? Most owners have never been asked these questions by someone listening for inefficiency. And what comes out is always surprising. Every Monday morning, someone pulls reports manually from 3 different systems. Our team spends about an hour per client just on the follow-up sequence. None of that feels expensive when you're inside it. But when you run the math, it adds up fast. By the end of the first call, we already know where to look. Step 2, we build your operational workflow map. Everything from the discovery call gets mapped into a single visual document. Every process, every handoff, every repetitive task. Most clients say this alone is worth the engagement because for the first time, they can see their business instead of just feeling it. And when you can see it, the bottlenecks are obvious. Here's where most businesses get it wrong even when they try to do this themselves. They look at something like follow up with leads and think this is only one task, but it's actually 7 micro tasks. Open the CRM, filter leads, check ICP fit, read their submission, draft a response, send, and set the reminder. Some of those tasks and automation can do in seconds. Other tasks require human judgment. We find that line, and that's where the value is. Step 3, we flag every step where a human is doing an automation's job. Copying data between systems, manually sending follow-up emails, re-entering information that already exists somewhere else, building the same report by hand every week. In almost every business we walk into, these tasks are consuming 20%, 30%, sometimes 40% of a team's productive hours. It doesn't feel expensive in the moment. It's just the way we do things. And I'll be straight with you, not everything is automatable. Conflict resolution, strategic decisions, complex judgment calls where context is missing, AI handles those poorly, and we'll tell you that up front. Our job is to find 80% of routine, repetitive work, and automation can do better, so your people can focus on the 20% that actually requires them. If you want to achieve the same results with AI, book a call with us in the link below, and we'll see if it's a fit. Now, back to our process. Step 4 is where the numbers start to get uncomfortable. Let me walk you through a real example. Intake data entry. One of your team members spends 4 hours a day copying client intake information from email into their CRM. With automation, that same task takes 30 minutes. The time saved? 3.5 hours per day per person. At a $50 per hour fully loaded labor rate, That's $175 per day saved. In over 22 working days, that's $3,850 per month. And over 12 months, that's $46,200 per year from one task, one person. Now scale that. Same task, 5 people on the team doing it. That's 3.5 hours saved times 5 people. That equals 17.5 hours per day back in the business. At $50 an hour, that's $875 per day. Per month, that's $19,250 per month. And per year, that's $231,000. Still just one task. Sit with that for 1 second. $231,000 from just one automation. In most businesses we work with, we find 5, 10, and sometimes 15 of these. Step number 5, we flip it. Recovering time isn't just a cost-saving story. It's a revenue story. Those 17.5 hours per day freed up, what if even half went toward revenue-generating work? 5 people, each with 3.5 extra hours per day for follow-ups, outreach, client satisfaction work. Even if one of those people converts one additional client per week, at a $2,000 average value, that's $8,000 per month in new revenue, conservatively. $40,000 to $96,000 per year in incremental revenue from reallocation alone. That's one automation for one task for 5 people. Now imagine if we find 5 of those inside of your business. Cost savings alone, over $1 million per year. And that's before the revenue upside. For one of our clients, we saved over 100 hours of manual work, eliminated across over 7,000 product listings. For another client, we saved over 20 hours per week, every week, ongoing. This is what's hiding in most businesses that think they're running fine. Steps 6 through 9 is where we hand everything over. Every automation opportunity we found, ranked by business impact versus effort to implement. Time saved, cost saved, and dollar value attached to each one. So leadership can see at a glance what to execute now, what to save for later, and what's not worth touching at all. No internal debate, no guesswork. Just a clear prioritization with the math behind every decision. Step 7, the roadmap. A phased 90-day execution plan. Sequenced, prioritized, and ready to act on the moment we hand it over. Not a list of recommendations you have to figure out how to action. A plan ready to execute. Step 8, the ROI calculator. A live spreadsheet built from your own numbers, your team size, your labor rate, your specific task. Not industry averages, your business. It shows you 3 things. Time saved, which is how many hours per week your team gets back across every automation we identified. The money saved, the exact dollar value of that time calculated from your own labor cost, and revenue potential. What becomes possible when those hours go toward growth instead of admin work? For most businesses we work with, the total lands between $100,000 and $500,000 per year. That's not a projection. That's math built from your own data. Step 9, the timeline. Everything I just described takes 14 days. Days 1 to 2, we do a discovery call and operations deep dive. Days 3 to 5, we build the operational workflow map. Days 6 through 9, we identify every automation opportunity and run the numbers. Days 10 to 12, we build the matrix and rank everything by impact. And days 13 to 14, we deliver the full package in a live walkthrough with the owner. Most consultants take months to do what we can do in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That's all it takes to know where your business is bleeding money and exactly how to stop it. If we don't find at least $100,000 in value in your business, you just don't pay us. And we mean that. If you want to achieve the same results with AI, book a call with us in the link below and we'll see if it's a fit. Before we wrap, I want to give you something that you can act on today. No discovery call needed, no budget, no technical setup. 3 tools your team can download now and start using tomorrow. Tool 1, Whisperflow. Most people type at 40 words per minute. Most people speak at 130 words per minute. Whisperflow lets you dictate everything. Emails, reports, Slack messages, hands-free. Speech to text increases writing productivity by up to 3 times. If someone on your team spends 2 hours a day writing, that becomes 40 minutes. Across a team of 5, you just got 6.5 hours back every single day for free. Tool 2, ChatGPT. First drafts of emails, proposals, SOPs, client summaries, done in seconds. McKinsey research shows the average knowledge worker spends 28% of their work week on email. If ChatGPT cuts that in half, that's roughly 5 to 6 hours reclaimed per person per week. At $50 an hour across a team of 5, that's $1,250 to $1,500 per week back in the business. And that's before touching a single workflow. Tool 3, Fathom. Every meeting your team has, someone is either taking notes or nobody is, and things get forgotten. Fathom records, transcribes, and summarizes every meeting automatically, and sends the summary to every attendee the moment the call ends. Research puts the average professional at 31 hours per month in unproductive meetings. A big chunk of that is the before and after, prepping notes, writing summaries, following up. Fathom eliminates all of it. The summary is already written, already sent, before the next call starts. If each person on a 5-person team spends just 20 minutes per meeting on notes and follow-up summaries, and they have 4 meetings a day, that's 1.5 hours per person per day. Across 5 people, that's 7.5 hours per day recovered. At $50 an hour, that's $375 per day. Per month, that's $8,250, and per year, that's $99,000 just from taking notes manually. And nothing falls through the cracks. Every action item, every commitment, every decision is captured and sent to everyone in the room. Those are the 3 tools that anyone on your team can start using today. No IT department, no budget, no technical knowledge required. And that's before we find a single automation inside of your business. If anything in this video felt familiar, that's worth a conversation. We offer a free discovery call. We'll look at your business, ask a few questions, and tell you honestly whether our revenue finder works for you. No pitch, no pressure. If we don't think we can find you $100,000 in your business, we'll tell you that too. There's a link in the description to book a call with us. 9 steps, 14 days. A complete picture of where your business is losing money, exactly what to do about it, and recover hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost revenue. I'm Gregory, founder of AI Window. Let's talk soon.